And fam, you mentioned Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, and fortunately for her, Tulsi Gabbard has dropped her defamation lawsuit against her, citing COVID-19, citing that it's more important to focus on that than it is to, focus on Hillary Clinton. This is a kind of a downer because this is one of the things that people were like, wow, super excited. Finally, someone has taken Hillary Clinton. Realistically, we knew it was going to be difficult because Hillary Clinton is one of the most powerful people in this country, in the world, perhaps. She has a lot of people that do her bidding. And it was still nice to see somebody finally do it. Somebody say all the things we've been feeling.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
I think it's sad. I mean, Jackson Facts put a comment up right underneath it and says, "What a failure of a person. She's dropped the ball on the only things I liked about her. Rhetoric doesn't mean shit if you don't follow through with action." Well, I thought this lawsuit was not as important as going against Google, what we just talked about before.
Right.
Excuse me for stuttering. It's not as important as that lawsuit, but it still isn't important because this whole Russian Red Scare is still running wild and rampant all across fucking America. The Democratic establishment is still using this as an excuse.
Yep.
So it is kind of sad that she dropped this case. Once again, I'm sure we don't know the nuances and what's going on in the room, but either way, this is disappointing. It was almost as disappointing as 666, HR being a co-sponsor. So some moves, some questionable moves from the Congresswoman as of late. It's not a move I'm going to cancel her on, but it's not a good move, fam.
Well, I just want to tie this again to the Russian asset thing, right? That's one of the reasons why I'm so against censorship of somebody like Donald Trump. Or anybody, for that matter. This isn't a defense of Donald Trump. This is a defense of free speech. Let's not mistake that. Because Hillary Clinton accused Tulsi Gabbard of being a Russian asset. And one of the many reasons she took her on this lawsuit was because she could literally do that to anybody. And she has. I mean, Hillary Clinton can get away with tweeting that somebody's a Russian asset. So it has half of the Democratic Party. You want to talk about misinformation? Anything relating to Russiagate is misinformation in terms of the Russians hacking our entire elections and colluding with Donald Trump to beat Hillary Clinton. All of that is complete conspiracy theory. I don't really see people advocating for that to be taken down. I see Bernie supporters, progressives, anybody on the left, Jill Stein, being called a Russian asset all the time, being called Putin bots all the time.
Yep.
Why aren't we demanding those people be taken down? This is why that lawsuit was so important, because it also was pushing that precedent that you can't accuse people of being things that they're not, because then this will set a precedent and affect everybody else in return.
Yeah.
So that's why it's disappointing. And, she really just let out a big spark, especially when she was running. Everybody was really excited. I still keep reliking that tweet because that tweet still keeps getting
disliked went after,
by Twitter.
They keep scrubbing the likes.
They keep scrubbing the likes.
Yeah.
This isn't like, we're not making this up. Everybody who's like that tweet, you can go check. It's consistently, mine is being scrubbed. And I guess her legal team said Wednesday that Gabbard was confident the suit had merit, but her first focus is needed elsewhere during the coronavirus pandemic. And
see, that doesn't make sense to me. What do you're not going to pay attention to that. You give it to the lawyers. They,
yeah.
Maybe it was finances.
Maybe.
Who knows? I think more information will come out in the days to come. But once again, it's kind of disappointing because this was big for a lot of us.
Yeah.
A lot of us was like, enough is enough. The people who really despised the Russian scare, because we knew what it was from the get-go. It was pure propaganda from the deep state CIA to start a coup against Donald Trump. And even though we don't like Donald Trump, a lot of us over here are not crazy about him. Some of us are really not crazy about him. Not mention any names, but you know what I'm saying? He was the rightfully elected representative of the United States to become the president. And for the intelligence community to go after him the way they did was really disgusting.
Especially right after rigging a primary and then 4 years later, subsequently rigging another.
And the Russian scare was the mechanism which they did it, fam. It was the mechanism. They're the evil. It
was
the
a
enemy.
distraction.
Yeah.
It was a distraction from really looking at exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The election integrity. And we're still not talking about it. We still have people, including some burners out there, saying, well, Joe Biden just, I guess, resonated with more people.
Yeah.
I can't even say that without laughing out loud. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Come on, you're a lying
dog-faced pony soldier. We didn't try hard enough. Our policies just weren't resonating with people, even though literally nearly 70% of America on both sides of the aisle support a universal healthcare type of system.
And Nancy Pelosi's pushing to ensure and strengthen COBRA for you out there. Not Medicare for all. This is the Democratic Party, right? I mean, it's going to be funny how the Democratic Party is going to put forth their two major biggest issues on the left, supposedly from the Democratic Party. The liberals there, the progressives, the neo-progressives, whatever they are. Medicare for all and a Green New Deal. And your candidate is against Medicare for all, said he would veto it, and was taking fracking money.
But don't worry, you guys. We need to work really hard to get some delegates who are going to provide no opposition because they're already told Joe Biden they're going to vote for him anyway. That's why they were chosen. So we're really going to get Medicare for all and a Green New Deal. Yeah. I mean,
this was the time to
get it.
Call
me a Debbie Downer, or I'm being realistic here. I'm being realistic. I'm so sick of people acting like this shit matters. That doesn't matter. We should be putting our strength and being out there protesting outside of the electorate, demanding what we want, not sitting and trying to play nice with corruption that we were set out to face and destroy. Now we're just little minions of the establishment.
Yes. What does that even matter? Remember when they asked Bernie Sanders if you think you would have been Trump?
I'm asking you again.
I'm asking you again. What does it even matter?
I just love your Bernie one. I don't know why.
My Bernie is probably because I'm a New Yorker from that same region. That's why it's easier. I think my Jesse Ventura is the best.
Yeah, the Jesse Ventura was pretty good.